Hey y'all, hey, what's happening? Give me 1 second. I'm trying to get it together here. Let me make sure I don't have toothpaste. I mean not toothpaste, but lipstick on my teeth. Chatting and crafting. We're going live on TikTok. And we're also streaming to Instagram, which I have no idea what it looks like because I don't have a device left because I forgot to charge up my other phone. So we're just gonna experiment tonight and we'll see what happens.
So what are you on tonight?
So we're on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. But on Instagram, I don't know how it looks because Instagram is vertical and we're like this. So we'll see what happens. But I'm not seeing. Hey, you guys. We're going to be crafting some industrial projects tonight. So I hope you guys will stick around and join us for that. But good evening, you guys. I'm sorry. You guys are coming in on the production side. We're trying to prepare. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to Chatting and Crafting with Royce and David. Tonight we're going to be doing some industrial projects that we started last week, and I've added a few more because we're almost done, so it wasn't quite enough to fill up the whole night. And if you're here instead of watching the game, then maybe you can give us some updates on what's going on, even though David says the season's over for him. Is that the case, darling? Mm-hmm. But if you are new, my name is Royce from Upcycled Treasures. The voice you guys hear behind the camera is my husband, David Bell, and together we are Upcycled Treasures. We meet here every Sunday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time where we chat about Lord knows what, and we craft. So if you're new, we're chatty on Sunday night. So if you want something more succinct, check out my YouTube page. I have a lot of shorts on there, and there are also some like edited videos on there as well.
All right. I am trying to find you on Instagram. Are you on the Roycycled channel?
Yes, I should be. That's my only. Yes, I am.
Because that's different from Roycycled.
On Instagram?
On Instagram.
Oh, I'm just on Roycycled, not the channel.
All right. Well, I just joined that.
Okay.
But I'm on Roycycled. I don't see you live.
Okay, we're experimenting, baby. It's okay. We'll see what happens.
There's also a Roycycled word on the street.
Where are you? Oh, I'm in my shed, Angie. Oh, where am I? Oh, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and then we're experimenting with Instagram tonight, but we'll see what happens. I only see 2 colors of comments, so I'm assuming, I don't know what's happening on Instagram. This is my first time trying. It's like a little techie to be able to do it. So there is a big chance that I may have done something wrong. So let's just say hi to the people that we know are here, babe.
I just put in live in Instagram and I got like 1, 2, 3 sets of women in very skimpy tops.
Oh.
I don't know why.
It should be like on my Instagram if it's showing up like it's supposed to. I'm only seeing 2 colors of comments though, so I'm assuming it's not working. It's okay, babe.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. All right, so I'll go back and look for that later.
And I put it on public, so we'll see what happens.
And I don't know. I don't know Instagram enough.
Me either.
Let's see if I can. Oh, there you are.
There I am. In my pink shirt. If you guys are looking for, somebody made a comment last week about my shirt. So I did do a QR code for my t-shirts. If you guys are interested in buying the shirts, you can find them here. And it is literally just one web page with my t-shirts. They come in multiple colors. They are women's sizes. So if you're worried about them fitting, you may want to go up a size because you guys know the women's are just cut a little slimmer. But they're the V-necks that you guys see me wearing all the time. And I like them. I like them a lot. They're really soft.
And it is just the logo. It's not any of the funny sayings.
No, just the logo. It's with inventory, it's hard with the sayings because I never know what sizes to order. And like right now, I have quite a bit of inventory in there.
Yep.
So,
Although you can get some of the funny sayings, but you gotta.
You can get them on my site.
It's a gamble.
Yes.
If your size is there, that's all we're
Yes.
saying. Okay, let's see. On YouTube, we have Wonder Mom 7. It's Cinder from Jones Country, Iowa. Redeemed, Sheila Teagan, Patty Hogan, Cheryl Lynn. Didn't Cheryl Lynn, what was the song Cheryl Lynn did? To Be Real. Wasn't that Cheryl Lynn?
To be real.
In the
That one.
70s,
It's
I
got
think.
to be real.
Sparks of Joy Studio. I can hop on Instagram if you want, send you a video screenshot of what it looks like.
Thank you.
Country Girl Grandma from Oklahoma. Ruru 2,
Hey,
Vicky
Brenda.
Moore. And says she doesn't see you on Instagram. I couldn't either.
Okay. There might be something wrong.
Yeah.
This is my first time attempting, 3 streams. So I could have entirely done something.
And Luann Vasallo, from Very Wet, Connecticut. There's a lot of C's and T's in there. On
Did it
Facebook.
rain today here, babe? It was a little wet in the backyard.
No, not today. It did yesterday
Maybe it just
morning.
stayed wet in the shade.
Yeah,
Maybe that's
it
why.
never really warmed. So, let me do this first. I do this to start. I always share it
Thank you.
on the Facebooks. So we ask that you guys do the same thing. Share
On
it.
Facebooks.
Share it. Hit one of the emojis. Make a comment. That really does help the channel.
Yes, thank you.
On YouTube, please subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can customize it. So you don't, the only notifications I get are yours.
Oh,
or
yeah.
Royce
You can
Cycle.
only, so that and I'm not live all the time. So.
Yep. So, because I don't want my phone dinging all day long with,
Yes.
oh, look, there's a new video from Red Letter Media. No, I don't. I'm fine.
You're good.
I'm good. So, but it does help. And if you comment, it really does help.
Yes.
Okay, so on Facebook, we have Bella Rowe, Tamara Hernan from Florida, Shelly Klukas from Wisconsin, Jenny Marmion says, hope your birthday was great.
Thank you, Jenny.
Christy Wittenberg does not see you on Instagram. Flea Brown from Santa Barbara. Pamela Culpadare, East Tennessee. Lisa Vansil sneaking in from work. Shh. Nancy Griffin from Illinois. Kathy Teggerdine. Karen Moyer. Wants to meet up with somebody in Pennsylvania because they're all, I guess, there. Deborah Long. Beverly Skeen says hola.
Hey, Beverly.
Karen, I'm going to try it. Tell me if I'm wrong. Chouinard, Chouinard. I'm guessing French, and I probably got it completely wrong. Nancy Griffin says, are you frozen? I don't think so. It looks like everything's moving.
Somebody, Zopanet asked if the screen is frozen too. Are we still frozen, you guys? Let us know, okay?
It looks okay here,
Okay.
but I'm literally right here, so.
This is
Patty
true.
Girding, Chris Schmidt says she has a crew neck and a V-neck. She loves them both. Jean Hicks from Virginia. Kathy Cook, 2 peas, 1 pod. Snow and sleet in New York equals a great day for crafting. Catherine Schmidt says watching the football in the background. Jan McCrary says she's watching the Lions. Kathy Cook. 2 peas, 1 pod says love how the boxes from last week came out.
Right? It was just one box, you guys. We just decoupaged either side, so I could display whichever side I want because both sides are done.
Jan, let's see. Jan says go Lions. Liz Boyle. Sandy Pietrowski Youngkin also says go Lions. Ken's
Are the
there too
Lions
with
winning?
3. Yay, Ken. Gina M. Ferrara Elmore from Fredericksburg, Virginia. Karen Moyer, Paula Takagi from Tucson. Wendy Reese Purdy. Look to see if I could see you live on Instagram. Found the page, but not live.
Okay. It's okay, you guys. It's a bit of,
It was an experiment.
it's an experiment.
Yeah, keep playing with it.
Yeah.
Vincetta Nicosia, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Teresa Wheeler from Texas. Kathleen O'Brien Hoovis in Illinois. Christy Wittenberg says we're good. Pamela Culpadare says good. Karen Moyer says not frozen. Okay. Vintage Dame is setting up their meat and Pennsylvania.
Oh, hey, Kathy.
I love it. You guys, if you're all in the same area, meet up, craft together. It's cool.
Well, Kathy is a retailer, and she has a workshop. So,
Ooh, well, she said, let's set a date for crafting time.
yeah.
Melissa Nadarak says
Hey,
we got to
Melissa.
figure out a way to get T-shirts to Canada for us retailers.
Oh.
Madonna Frazee Rap, I hope I'm saying that right. Jean Higginbotham from Payson. Rebecca Wiersma Reber from Mississippi. Vintage Dames is there. And Lisa Vansel says, I need my Royce and Dave time with all the Royce besties. And Sharon Valencia is watching.
Hey, Miss Sharon. How are you? Thank you guys so much. Thank you for you who messaged me for my birthday. Oh, look, I have an extra spoon there.
Some folks are saying it's only Facebook because Nancy Griffin says she went to YouTube because Facebook wouldn't unfreeze. It looks okay here.
But I have a lot of people that are saying that they're okay, and on my screen, the red people are YouTube, and the ones, their names show up either red or blue. Red is YouTube, blue is TikTok. I mean, blue is Facebook, and my people that are blue are saying that they're fine. So I don't know. Maybe do the browser.
It could be. Think of the trouble we've been having the last few days. Where our internet just every now and then decides,
Yeah.
I'm going to stop for a minute or two.
We're just not going to work for right now.
Just for a
I'm
moment.
calling them tomorrow. We waited 2 weeks for it to correct itself.
Yeah.
So I'm going to call them tomorrow and be like, hey, what's going on? So you guys, for tonight's projects, you guys remember this one is the one we started last week. So it's just a hand. There's some plywood we cut out in shape of a hand. This is like the side of a bed rail that we probably use the bits in this. I'm going to use it for a stand though. So I just have this cut out, and we're going to use this bottom piece. I think I'm probably just going to use some dark wax on this bottom piece, and that's it. But we have the hand, and I'm going to add some stencils on here from the Roycycled Apothecary stencil. So we'll finish this one, and if we have time, we might go back and decoupage the backside. And I know you guys remember these. I found this at the thrift store, and I don't know why I was way too excited about it. Because I took typing in school, and this is what our typing books used to be on, right? Or even when I first started working, when, we were still using typewriters, this is what you would put your documents on so that you wouldn't have to look at it just made it easier than having to look down while you're typing. So, but for me, I thought it would be a real cool way to display different things. So I want to do a little mixed media on the back of this. And then George is going through the scrap pile and making hearts. And he said these were scrap pieces left over from the other pieces. So this isn't even a good heart. So I have 2 different pieces that make up a heart. I don't know how I'm going to join them yet. We could use a biscuit joiner because it's actually thick enough for us to do that. Or I might just make it a Franken heart and just put some staples down like that. Or I thought it'd be really cool to put some screws and then take some piano wire and kind of string it together like that. I don't know, but we're going to decoupage it tonight though. And then we will figure out how to put them together. So, and I pulled out these numbers because I thought this might be cool for this piece.
All right.
If I grunge these up. I found these at the thrift store.
I don't normally suggest how to do things, but what if each half was not joined together but like offset?
But like I thought about that too. Like
because they don't really line up. The bottom doesn't line up with the top.
Perfectly, so we might as well lean into that and just make it completely offset.
Maybe.
What do you guys
And then
think?
you could throw 2 different decoupage
papers. So we'll contemplate this one. I don't know why that looked better to me than that's too far. You can't tell it's a heart. But yeah, I see what you're saying. Like lean into the fact that it's imperfect, but it's kind of okay with me. I could honestly just sand this edge right here and make it perfect.
Yeah, you're right. The right side up a little bit for whatever reason looks a little better.
Yeah, right. But
I think I'm looking at the same right as you.
The dark
14
side
is on the left, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we'll see. You guys can give us your input on this one. We'll make our way to this one, but let's finish up our hand from last week. And we're going to continue with the industrial vibe, you guys, because that's just where I am. And then we'll turn back to the pretty stuff next week.
Oh, yeah. I had to hear about how great Wild Wild West is.
I didn't say it was great. I said I enjoyed it. That's what I said.
And you really sold me on watching it. I've seen bits and pieces. I've never seen the whole movie. Mm-hmm. But I used to watch, like I told you, I used to watch the TV show when I was a kid.
You might not watch it if you watch the TV show. I never knew about
TV show was a little silly too.
Oh, okay.
I mean, Robert Conrad wanted to be serious, but Ross Martin was pretty funny.
Yeah, this one, to me, it's supposed to be silly and over the top. So, it just was what it was.
All right, while you're doing your hand, I got to bring up something. I brought it up on my show on Friday.
Oh, Lord.
And you can't hear it because the computer in the studio is starting to go. Oh. So even though I pressed record like 5 minutes before the show started.
It didn't record?
It recorded like 10 minutes into the show.
Oh.
So literally it started recording right at the end. So I just mentioned that you're not a doomsday prepper.
Look.
But you like to have, and you make fun of me for buying like multiples of things. Like when I buy cologne, I buy 3. Mm-hmm. So that way I've got them, and I've got a whole bunch of stuff to clean my contact lenses and all that. Mm-hmm. You like to do the same thing.
I do with very specific things, like laundry detergent, soap, lotion, toothpaste.
You do it with stuff that's necessary. I'm not saying I've got a freezer full of food.
Yes.
And even though it's just the two of us, hey, COVID proved you right.
Well, and this is the thing.
Because we couldn't get out for a little while. We got COVID and we couldn't go out. So we were able to get through with all the stuff you had built up.
Well, and this is the thing too. People think of emergencies as being like COVID. But if sometimes emergencies can be like an issue with cash flow.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't have to be like a huge emergency. And if it's things that have like a super long shelf life, and part of it, I think, is just growing up here in the Valley.
Which is true. So I don't know about other faiths.
Let me do something really quickly, and then we'll come up to the conversation.
Go ahead.
So this is the Roycycled Apothecary stencil, which is huge, I know, and it's really cool for making signs, but I'm going to use the small bits on my hand to make a small sign. So carry on, darling.
Okay, I don't know about other faiths, but the LDS Church really encourages building up a larder, having a supply of things.
Yes.
Self-sufficiency. It's a good idea anyway. I don't care what faith you are. It's just a good idea. Well, one of the things that you had done was toilet paper.
Yes.
Which, as you say, forever shelf life.
Yes.
Well, we went through our stockpile. We got to restock again.
Actually, I have another one that's hidden, but okay.
Oh, okay. And
I was stockpiling not just for us, but for the kids too.
For the kids too, just in case.
Because they don't plan.
No, they don't at all. We went out recently, maybe a couple of months ago, and because it's just the two of us, we get the giant pack of toilet paper, and it lasts us a good long while. We decided to try a different brand.
It was the same brand. It was just a different.
Yeah. I mean, we get the store brand, but it wasn't the bougie store brand. It was the regular store brand. And this last time we went, I said, "Is it okay if we go back to the bougie store brand?" And you said, "Oh, I was going to ask too."
Yes. And we went through that one too fast.
And honestly, it was wonderful going back to the old. It was like a springtime day. So I'm just saying, don't skimp on your toilet paper.
Don't skimp on. That's your message for tonight?
My message tonight is don't skimp.
Don't skimp on the toilet paper.
Treat your bottom nice. That's all I'm saying.
Oh my gosh! I think I'm gonna go. So you guys, I am stenciling, and I know a lot of people get frustrated with stencils. This stencil is definitely not perfect. The one I just used a brush on. So I'm gonna go back to my makeup sponge. But the trick to stenciling, it really is just patience. Honest to God. You may not get full coverage on your first run, and you just have to be okay with that.
Oh, Vance Bryce says, self-sufficiency and food storage.
Yeah.
It's a good idea. I got no beef. Drea's watching.
Hey, Drea.
So
happy anniversary.
Yes. Ooh, Catherine Schmidt calls it Frankenheart when it's offset.
Yeah, that's what I call it too, because we stapled them, because for Christmas, I had Franken stars, and so this will be a Frankenheart if I put some staples on there. Flea
Brown says, don't skimp on TP, Kleenex, and paper towels. By the way, Poor Vance was part of my toilet paper rant.
Oh, was he? Oh, Vance was there.
Yeah, he was on the
Poor
show.
thing.
So
I'm sorry, Vance.
So now he's had to hear it twice. This poor guy. Rita Burnett Laws. Sometimes I had to hide mine. The kids got so used to shopping at mom's, they quit going to the store. We have one. The youngest comes in and immediately goes to the refrigerator.
Yes.
And starts pulling things out.
He never gets anything, though. Like, he goes in there, but he never finds anything, I guess, that he wants. Because he never gets anything now.
Oh, and Vance says, happy birthday.
Thank you, Vance.
Flea says, I used over 1,000 tissues with this last cold. Used Kleenex brand. My nose was a happy camper. I've done that. I've done the store brand with a cold, and the nose just goes red and raw. And then I've used like the Puffs or the Kleenex with the lotion.
I don't like the Puffs.
I'll take it all day long.
It leaves my nose kind of wet. I don't
like that. It
does.
See, it's got lotion and stuff.
I know, likey.
But, oh, it's just so much nicer on the nose. I'm with you, Flea. Yeah, Angie says Puffs plus lotion is the best.
I just don't like that wetness. It's weird. I don't like it.
Pamela Culpadere did the same thing, decided we are worth the softness.
And you know, another thing, I think when the kids are home, right, you get used to skimping out on different things because, you know, they eat all the food. And they have like football pads and basketball and band, and they take all your money.
Well,
and then when they leave, like literally, our grocery bill went down $300 when Jordan left the house.
Yeah, and he was one.
Yes.
When my two were at home, and poor Vance, again, Vance has heard all this. My two are monsters.
They're monsters?
They're giant human beings.
Well, yeah, we both, yeah. I mean, Dom isn't a giant, but Jordan certainly is.
Yeah, I mean, both of my sons are 6'5", 250, 260. And they were like 6'3" at 13.
Yeah.
So the food bill was insane. We used to go to, we didn't have a Costco. Sam's Club was the closest, and it was an hour away.
Oh, wow.
And we still went. We had to.
Yeah.
And we got the giant box of toilet paper there. And that was like sandpaper, but it's like, deal with it. You guys are costing us too much in food.
You will be fine.
Oh, Rima Beshara says, sent several messages, signed up for, she said for your class, but I've heard nothing. I don't know if that's for the membership.
So the membership, you should have received, we've sent out 2 emails for everyone who signed up for the membership. So log on to the RoyceCycledAcademy.com and make sure that you've subscribed to receive emails, because we cannot send you emails without your permission. And we've sent out 2 emails to anyone who signed up. So I'll check, send me a message on Messenger on Facebook, and I'll double check and make sure we have you there. And we'll get you straightened out.
Van says they have rolls with curvy perforations. He says, I'm going to get those next when I need more in 2028. Vance buys in. He's going to make sure. Vance is always going to be taken care of.
Yes.
And let's just be honest. Every lady loves Vance. Vance
They
will
do.
never hurt for anything. Because if he ever said, oh, I just haven't been able to get out to the store, every lady will be lining up with casseroles and stuff for Vance. It's just the truth. Because everybody loves Vance.
Yes. And so I'm trying to emulate, you guys remember the old signs that used to be like at the stores? You see the antique signs, some are shaped like hats, some are shaped like boots, some might be shaped like, I don't know, different things. And so that's my inspiration for this project.
Nancy Griffin says the best TP is Sam's Club. That's what we used to get the big giant box, and it was individual rolls, like the old Scott rolls were in that paper.
Yes, they're individually wrapped.
But it was a box of like 96 or something like that. It was a case. And we used to get that, and it'd last us about 2 weeks.
It's a waste of membership for us to have like a Sam's Club membership, because
it really would, yeah.
Now that it's just the two of us.
And more importantly, I'd rather just shop local.
Yeah, that's true too.
I mean, if I lived in Tucson, that's fine. You're shopping local. But I don't want to go to Tucson just to shop for food.
Yeah, you make a valid
Can't
point.
do that.
Well, we talk about that because you'll have, when these groups start at the beginning of the year, they go to all the businesses and they get all these sponsors for their events. And then when they have their end of the year celebration, they drive to Tucson and go shop at Sam's Club. It's like, come on now.
Oh, yeah. A lot of the Little League and soccer moms would do that. And I get it. If you got 8 kids, you got to buy in bulk. But our local grocery
But I mean
store,
for the actual celebration for the team.
right? But I mean, if they're already buying in bulk, they just buy that stuff too.
No, they were making special trips.
Oh,
just
really?
for that.
Then no.
Yes.
But our local store can do it all.
Yeah.
Heck, they have an aisle that says Costco items.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Rima, you can message either way. And Zoe Panette says conversations like this are why I come here.
You never know, Zoe, what this man's going to bring up, because I was not prepared for the toilet paper conversation.
We all deal with it.
I know. You just make me laugh.
It is universal. And I learned after the kids left the house and it was just me, I was like, why am I buying the cheap toilet paper?
Yeah.
I'm buying for me. So I would get the 4-pack of Charmin and that would last me forever. And it's like, no. So I compromised down to the store brand, but the bougie store brand.
The bougie store brand. Some of the store brand makes better. Like I like the Walmart cookies better than I like the other ones, the fancy ones.
Sheila Teagan says she got the TP rolls with the curvy edges. Is it good? Vance is all in on this stuff. He's trying to convince me. So
With the curvy edges, I don't understand.
I don't know who puts it out. I'm going to have to look for it. So.
I should have put that a little lower, huh? But once I put this in here, maybe it'll be.
And Karen Driscoll, Scrap by Scrap, says Scott toilet paper should be banned. It's awful.
What did my old case manager at work, she used to call, she said it's like John Wayne. It's rough and tough and don't take no, you know what. What I do with my stand? Oh my gosh. Oh, it's right here. So I'm done with this one. And I'm just going to put, I know it's not like super exciting, but you guys, I like weird stuff. So this is, I already have a spot for this project. And so it's just like a sign. I'm probably going to go in, that white is a little bright. I might go in with some, seal this and then go over it with some wax or some glaze just to kind of knock it back just a little bit. I probably should have just painted it black, huh? We'll see what happens.
If you are a retailer for Roycycled,
Oh,
please put your links in. Let everybody know where you're at, what your website is.
Yeah,
your
put the link
location
to
is.
where they can buy the paper.
Yeah.
Please.
Especially, what is it? The industrial right now is hot.
And the corrugated
Metal
is the one that everyone is looking for right now. So I have several of my industrial designs pulled out today because we have the heart, and I thought the heart would be cool with some gears. I jacked up my paper pretty good, but I thought the heart would be really cool with some gears on it. This other phone, how did that happen? It's in the frame.
Somebody made it was Kay on the show. Vance's, she works for Vance over at our chamber. Mm-hmm. And Kay said, no, you get the cheap toilet paper because when friends and family come over, the cheap toilet paper gets them out faster.
Oh my gosh, that makes them leave. You don't want them to be too comfortable.
She said, friends and family are like fish. After 3 days, gotta go.
They go bad after 3 days.
Yeah. Got to go.
I have pieces here. This is the junk journal, which has a lot of different pieces. I already used a really pretty scripty piece, but I was thinking about this one possibly for the heart. I don't know. Because I want to make it kind of my weird industrial apothecary. And so, of course, this is the corrugated metal that has been super popular for the last couple of weeks. And it's cool because you have, if you're working on small pieces, you can do this side, or you can do the side that has like a little bit more rust on it. But, oh yeah, this was the one for the heart that I was really considering. It's kind of like a draft of gears. This is actually one of my favorite papers. I haven't used it in a while. So you guys can help me decide. Because I'm stuck between this one and the gears for the hearts.
I don't like the corrugated metal for the heart.
No, I was just showing it because you were talking about it.
Oh, I'm behind because I'm watching the screen.
Okay.
So
I'm either thinking about like the draft paper for the heart or the gears for the heart.
well, if you do one on each side.
I don't know if they go together. Because even on this piece, what I was thinking, if I use this piece, I can make one half like this really grungy blue and the other half gears.
All right.
But it'll be from the same paper.
Since apparently I'm directing now.
You're directing?
Apparently.
Okay, let me get through all my choices first.
All right.
Because I brought a lot. Well, I kind of wanted to show the industrial designs because we generally work with the prettier designs. And we have a lot of new people kind of in our ecosystem. So we do have like quite a bit of designs that I would call industrial. This one is a really popular one, and not even with people who just like industrial, but this is kind of an industrial masterboard, and this is probably the culmination of my style, more like the apothecary / industrial, but you have a lot of super yumminess in this one. I'm thinking about using this one for my stand. And then when I was walking out of the room, I saw the copper and I thought maybe that would be cute on a heart, or that would be really pretty, is this copper paper. But I don't know.
Let's see.
This would be pretty if you liked a pretty heart.
We have two of ours from Canada checking in, Melissa Nadarak and Colleen Kobialka.
Hey Colleen, how are you?
Like those. I love our Canadians. Okay.
So I'm going to start painting the heart while you guys have a discussion on what we're going to put on it.
Well, here's my suggestion to you.
Okay.
So if as everybody called it, Frankenstein the heart, offset.
Yes.
Wouldn't you do one side for one person, one side for the other?
Oh.
So if
they're supposed to feel like disconjointed a little bit?
Well, it's supposed to feel like two people coming together.
Oh.
But as you
what
know,
side would you like on your side?
But as you know, no two people come together perfectly. There's never a seam to seam match. It's always, and that's what makes a good couple.
Yes.
Is
I told David this week, y'all, because I have been just insane lately. And I'm like, it is so good that my husband is not like me, because it just would not be good, baby. I'm glad you're like you. It would be mayhem if we were both like me, because I am just out of sorts lately. It is so ridiculous.
we were talking about that. Neither of us are feeling bad in any way. Not.
No, I don't feel horrible.
Yeah, not a cold, not feeling run down, anything, but just off. Just that 5% where you're not right, but you're not bad.
My equilibrium is what's bugging me, because I'm fine as long as I'm not doing anything, but as soon as I start moving around, I start getting almost dizzy. Not quite, which I'm thankful
Get a little
for.
water in your during the shower.
Think. That's why I took some Benadryl. Mm-hmm. Hopefully it'll help to dry that out so I got stuff to do. I don't have time.
All right.
And so I'm doing a super light coat on here because I don't need it to be perfect, right? I just want it enough so that my artwork shows up. And I know I get questions a lot about whether or not you have to paint white under a darker paper. You don't have to do anything, right? It's totally up to you. But even on the darker designs, there are light details. And so those light details are going to pop better over a white background than over a darker background. And I'm getting some bleed through here too, because I'm just using regular chalk paint and not a primer. So let's say you decide to go into your scrap pile and pull out some wood and paint it and do this. If you're going to be using like something pretty, like the wallpaper paper, something really nice and pretty, you probably want to use a white primer. And if you're using primer for stain blocking purposes, you guys, don't just paint the primer and let it barely dry and then paint, because you will be heartbroken. Look, you will be heartbroken. Don't do that. If you're using your primer to block stains, you want to apply your primer and let it sit for like 3 or 4 hours before you go on to the rest of your project. So I'm going to dry this really quickly and then, okay, I want one side to be gears. What should we do the other side? Because both sides need to be industrial though. I think I want to paint my edges dark. Or I'll just wax them, huh? We'll just wax them.
All
We'll
right.
leave them.
Here's what
We'll
everybody
use some dark
says.
wax.
So Rima says, like the gears. Melissa says, finally used printer blocks for the first time. Love that.
Oh, the printer. You know, I really love that paper, but it's really geared towards my furniture artist. Or you can use it for anything, but you know, the scale of it. And so every time I see it used on a piece of furniture, it looks so fabulous. There was actually a post inside the Royce Upcycling with Decoupage group this week.
Melissa says, like the corrugated metal and the gears. Jean says draft is her pick. Julie Brawley likes draft. Roxanne says just finished a picture with that paper. I'm not sure which paper that is. Rima says love the copper. Julie Brawley likes the copper. Christy likes the copper. Kathleen, copper. Let's see. Carla likes copper. Sandy likes copper. Rima says copper has most votes. Okay, that's on Facebook, on the YouTubes.
On the YouTubes.
Let's see. Karen Driscoll says some of those gears look like skulls. Sheila says hanging on to the corrugated metal paper, waiting for the right project. There you go. Okay, Country Girl Grandma says gears. Patty Hogan, gears. Cheryl, gears. Karen, industrial masterboard. Vicky says draft paper. Color on the gears is nice. Nancy Griffin went to Facebook and I just can't watch you there. Tonight I'm on YouTube. All right, that's good. And Karen says industrial masterboard.
You guys are not making my decision easier. I don't know if I like the two sides being different. I'm being a bit of a dork.
Who's the one that says it should never be matchy-matchy?
Well, I know. No, not matchy-matchy, but like, even if I use this one piece of paper, one side's going to be different than the other because it's going to have like this blue. Actually, I like this blue better. It'll have like this blue part on this side is what I was thinking with a little bit of, that would be perfect. Although it's upside down. I don't think I care. And then on this side, we can put the gears. Because look at that round gear right there goes perfect right there. It's a gear. One of the things I hope to do is to make a paper with some smaller gears on it.
Angie says use this paper.
Right. I just like it a lot.
Carla Clark says the gears with the blue next to it would be pretty too.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Karen Moyer says you can't go wrong with any of them.
Let me get this paint out the way because I'm going to mess around and get my paper in it and then I'm going to be mad. Not that anybody cares that I'm mad, but... Because if we do this, we'll have a little bit of blue on this side and mostly gears. And on this side will be mostly blue with a little bit of gears. I think I'm going to go with this right here. I'm like really feeling this right here. Somebody's over there. Why she asks her opinion if she going to do what she want to do anyways? I hear y'all talking about me.
Susan Stocking asks, when are the new papers coming out?
So you guys, I know that we're much later with our spring designs than you guys are used to. We're working on it. I don't want to make an announcement because there's just so many unknowns in the world of manufacturing right now. And I do not want to make an announcement and then have it not come to play. So we are working on it. Our spring release is actually going to be a mini release. I say a mini release, but for me, it was probably just as many designs as I would do on a normal release. But we did a lot of, we did primarily master boards and project blocks. And so all new designs. There's only going to be 5 designs. As soon as I get like more concrete information, I promise I will make an announcement. But right now, I don't have anything super concrete. I don't believe what people tell me anymore. I gotta wait until I get the paper in my hot little hands. Then I'll know it's gonna be here. I've been disappointed too many times at this point.
Kathleen Hoovis says having the script upside down would drive me nuts.
I know, I turned it around, Kathleen. And see, I want more of the scripty bits down here, but then I want the blue, so it'll be okay. I'm gonna do this. And when I'm decoupaging, I always trim the bulk of my paper off. I don't trim it perfectly though, just in case. I want to leave myself a little room for error. But I don't want to fight with all this paper while I'm working either. So, and I ran my fingers along the edge of the heart so that I could see where I need to cut. I love you. So I think I'm going to go ahead and decoupage them together, and then after it dries, I will trim it. You know, just cut it in the middle with an X-Acto knife. But I think that's going to, oh, I love that so much. And we're like gears, baby. You know, we just come together. And I still kind of get the one gear over here on this side. And I've been getting a lot of questions about what am I misting my paper with, you guys. This is just water. I do use a misting spray bottle though, because it's a mist. So it's not like I'm spraying my paper with a ton of water. The mist just moistens it. It doesn't like soak it, right? And the reason why I do that is so that I can stretch out any wrinkles or buckles ahead of time. And then when I'm ready to decoupage, I don't have to worry about them showing up. And look, I still have my medium from last week, you guys. It's still in good shape because of my little cups. I'm trying to make sure I'm in frame over here on... I cheat, you guys. I do lives on TikTok, and then I take those and I make those into reels. So I have to make sure I'm in frame on both cameras so I can make reels after this.
Can I make everybody a little frustrated or a little upset right now?
No. Why you want to make people upset, baby?
Because I enjoy it. I've started Christmas shopping.
Oh, he shops all year, you guys. He is the shopper, the Christmas shopperer. He's assigned to that. I know I want the one gift you bought for myself.
Oh, you want those?
No, it's okay.
I mean, we can order some.
No, it's
not
okay.
going to say just in case I don't expect
I know,
him
I don't
to.
want to say, but he's not watching us. But still,
he's not watching, but
just in case. And so whenever I miss my decoupage paper, you guys, I do lay down a little bit of extra product. When we're decoupaging with dry paper, the paper is absorbing the decoupage medium, right? But when the paper is already full of water, it's not going to do that. So if you want to make sure for good adhesion, just put down like a liberal amount. Not like a ton, but just probably more than you're used to putting down when you're using the paper dry. But this really does help me get a nice wrinkle-free finish. And for those of you who are in the membership, you guys should have gotten an email. I think it went out today with the Zoom invitation for our, what are we calling it? Our meet and greet, or what do you call it, baby, that the chamber, not like a mixer, but like
soiree.
Happy hour. No, not a soiree. Like a happy hour. We're going to have like a digital happy hour so that everyone can meet everyone who is going to be in the membership, because we are ultimately building a community. And just find out more about what to expect from the membership.
I did not know that Ivy's birthday was the day after yours.
I did not either. I saw that. No wonder she's such a special child.
Great niece.
Yes.
No, just niece. I keep thinking she's Kendall's little girl, but it's Kendall's sister. No,
it's Kendall's sister, yeah.
Yeah, so it's our niece. Well, Facebook literally kicked me off and then told me I had to log in again.
Oh, wow. So you lost all the comments.
Yeah, I did. So I have to find you again.
Colleen says she loves Christmas shopping all year round. You know, I like looking for gifts for people all year round because then you get to find something. You have more chances of actually finding the perfect gift. I feel like if you wait until like their birthday or you wait until the season, then you're just buying something just to be buying it. And it may not be like the perfect thing. And I like buying different things. Like not, I don't know. I usually find my stuff when we were out going to conventions and events and things like that. It's things that you're not going to find like at the mall.
Wendy Kramer says, what did I buy? I bought something.
He can't tell just in case our son is watching.
Just in case, but it's for him. That I can say because we only have 4 sons.
I know it's for him.
It's for him, but it's specific. I can say out of actually all 4 of the men, I was going to say boys, really like their own things.
Yes.
Although the twins overlap a lot.
Yes.
So it's actually kind of easy to buy for them.
Okay.
It is. Because I know what to get them.
You know exactly what they like.
Yeah. It's easy. Now
he buys them the frivolous stuff that they don't have like necessarily the extra money to buy either, which is nice.
Yes.
I mean, you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
Because they are men now. They can't really.
Yeah, I mean, Dom's not buying himself a Kobe Bryant jersey.
No.
With a 5-year-old. He's not wasting his money on that, so we'll buy it for him. That's fine. That's not what we bought him. That was Christmas a couple of years ago.
Yes.
So.
I love this, you guys. I know I shouldn't be so happy with my own project, but I didn't have any real plans for this. George just dropped it off. Like what time? 3 o'clock? 3:30? 4?
Yeah. So I'm. It's not that I don't want to tell you guys. It's just literally just in case they pop on.
Yeah.
That's all.
We don't want to ruin the surprise.
Yeah. Somebody said, what was it? Karen Driscoll. I love to shop all year too, but I love giving gifts too much. I would never be able to hold on to a gift for a year.
See, that's how I am, Karen. I can't hold water. David usually doesn't even let me know what the kids are getting because I'll tell it.
Well, you got a birthday present on Christmas.
Yes. Oh, my ring. I forgot to wear it tonight.
So you expressed to me that you wanted something like this 2 years ago, and I was trying to find it. And then the last time we were at one of our local shops, Copper and Cotton, she doesn't work there anymore, but she used to. She said, "Oh, I can do that." And I went, "Oh, well, in that case, please do." Mm-hmm. And it's taking a piece of silverware and turning it into a ring.
Yes.
So she said she would, and then I didn't hear from her. So I'm like, okay, maybe she couldn't get to it. She's planning a wedding, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I would never get mad at anybody who can't get something done in time. And I had asked her, gosh, that was in November.
Oh, wow.
When we went for the special event, that's when she did it for me. Or when we agreed she'd do it. So I'm like, she probably just didn't have time. And then like the week before Christmas, she's like, I've got it. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to give it to Royce for her birthday then because I had already gotten you everything.
For Christmas.
But I just couldn't because I knew you wanted that ring.
I did. I really like it.
So you got 2 birthday gifts. You got your ring on Christmas and then a cheesy one
It's
yesterday.
not a cheesy one. My electric kettle, I was wanting one, but I didn't want to spend money on it. Because I'm like, I can just put my cup in the microwave. But I like having... and it's supposed to warm up like really fast.
I'd rather use the electric kettle because it's designed for that. Water in a microwave, I've seen too many horror stories.
Well, you have to be smart. You can't because you can make it like past boiling in the microwave. That's the trouble. And you have to know that the water is heating up uneven. So in the middle is much harder than like the outsides. And I feel like if you know that, you just conduct yourself accordingly.
Everybody's saying I can't remember where I hid the gifts. I always hide gifts in plain sight.
He takes them to work. That's what he does.
I did that this year. But in previous years, I've had them over in my corner where I've got my clothes and stuff. You've looked right at them.
Oh, now I know.
That's why I moved them out this year.
Oh, I see.
Oh, Vance got a kettle for Christmas.
See, does it warm up really fast, Vance? And Vance, I didn't get your text message yesterday until late, so I'm sorry.
Flea Brown, Facebook dropped us. We had to reload the page. Yeah, something must have happened with Facebook because it literally kicked me out and said relog in. Not just we're going to close you, open it back up. I had to put in my password. I had to do the code.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Looky here, Facebook. You messing with me tonight. You're going to send everybody to YouTube. Okay. See, those are different, right? They're not the same.
Gene Higginbotham, do shop in Christmas in January because of the clearance. There's nothing wrong with saving some money.
Oh, yeah, that's true, too, because you can get all kinds of Christmas stuff.
There is nothing wrong with saving some money.
I like buying craft supplies off season because you can save, like, a lot of money.
Kathleen Hoovis asks, are the numerals 1 and 4 of any significance?
Just February 14th. I guess I could put like the 25th. That was our anniversary, huh? But I was just thinking February 14th is Valentine's Day. I don't know if I'm going to do them offset either. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm with Angie. The cup gets too hot in the microwave. It's not just the water. The cup is hot too.
Yeah, that's true.
So
that's why I have my little cozies. Yeah. I love these. This one is probably, it needs to go in the washer. But these little bowl cozies, I started buying them when I was taking care of my mom. Because she just had a lot of stuff in her wheelchair, and the bowl cozies made it easy, whether it was ice cream or, you know, something warm. But now we use them all the time for us.
We were watching something on YouTube, and I think it was one of those British kids eat American foods. Mm-hmm. And one of them made the comment, and that's when I knew I was going to buy it for your birthday. Americans don't have electric kettles? I thought they just came with the house.
Oh, I know, right? Because they drink a lot of tea, so it makes sense that, like, you know, everybody would.
And I've seen cooking shows based in Britain.
Let me seal this first.
And they always go to the kettle for hot water.
Yeah.
So.
You were influenced, baby.
I was. It did its job.
I must be really in my head too much because I'm getting a little dizzy. I'm tired of this. Have you guys ever had vertigo or had to deal with it? It's not nice. I mean, and this isn't even full-on vertigo because I've had that before. It was awful. But my equilibrium is off just enough. I'm going to seal this, you guys, before I add the wax. Just to make sure my paper is sealed really well. And I think we'll set this aside and let it dry, and then we'll come back and wax this if we have time. No questions? I guess my projects are pretty straightforward, huh? I just thought maybe we have new people, we might have questions. But I like that a lot. I love, and I know I make decoupage paper, but one of the reasons I started making decoupage paper was because I am always amazed at how, like, quickly it completely transforms a project.
Kathleen Hoovis suggests grunging up the numbers.
Yeah, Kathleen, that's what I was thinking about. They're a little too shiny, but I got to figure out what that's going to look like, because if I grunge it up too much, it'll just look a lot like the background and we'll lose it. So maybe I'll do some salt wash and some like a light paint, and maybe we'll do like a rusty white finish on the numbers. That way it'll stand out against the dark background. But we do have our typewriter book stand. That's what I'm going to call it.
You're at an hour right now.
Am I at an hour? This one's going to be quick and easy, though.
Okay.
It's just a matter of making a decision. I think I'm going to go with, and I'm calling this one the drafting, but it's really called mechanical, in case you guys, like it and you're looking for it. I think I'm going to use mechanical on this one.
Wendy Kramer, one of the best little appliances I have is a Dash egg cooker. It will cook 6 eggs in about 8 minutes.
Oh, wow. Like boil them?
I don't know.
That's not a lot of gears in that spot, is there?
Carol Kincaid says, what did you call it when your equilibrium's off?
Vertigo?
Yeah, Carol Kincaid, have it, it's not fun. Elena Burr, mine is off lately. Cinder Lanfer, I've had it for the past few months, not great. And Kathy Cook had similar dizziness in September. Shelley Klukas says, are you getting an ear infection?
You know what? I don't know. We'll see. I might have to look. I might have to break down and actually go to the doctor. Imagine that. I really don't want to, but I might have to if it keeps up. I did take some Benadryl today to try to dry out, if just in case it's like moisture behind my eardrum, because that can cause it too.
Carol Kincaid says she uses an egg steamer.
Oh. I have my rice cooker that I love. I mean, I know I can cook rice on the stove, but I just really love that rice cooker. I think it's because I can push the button and walk away. I don't have to worry about burning it, because I may have priors of walking away from cooking and getting kind of distracted by something else and burning stuff.
Patty Hogan says her sister has an electric kettle, but she uses the stove for a hot cuppa. Martha Hendricks suggests a hinge on the middle of the heart.
Ooh, Martha, that is actually an excellent idea. Hi, Martha. Are you going to be at Crafts on Tuesday, Martha? Because I'm teaching next week at the Senior Center. Sorry.
And Patty Hogan says if you have a piece of copper or brass, maybe you could use that to connect the hearts together. And Christy Arabalo says, what will the wax do?
The wax is just going to, sometimes when you sand your paper, let me see. Sometimes when you sand your paper, you can see how on the edge there you can see it's white, because I've actually sanded away the ink that's on the paper, and I don't like that. So when I go over it with the wax, it'll just deepen that and darken it so that it'll be a lot less obvious. We're going to go back to this, hopefully, when we're done, and we'll wax the edges. And then I just wanted to wax around this edge too, so that it's not just light. I want everything to be equally grungy. And I think that that's what I want. And there's like a little lip on here that's going to make my life a little difficult. I think I'll start down there. And then once I get that laid down, then the rest of it will be easy. And I'm just going to mist my paper ahead of time so I can pull out any wrinkles or ripples or buckles. And I'm going to make my anchor row here on the bottom so I don't have to keep meddling with this lip once we get it laid down. And I'm being super careful to only get product where I want it. There was someone who posted a picture today. She was working on a piece of furniture and she accidentally adhered the paper like on the lip where she didn't want it. And there were a lot of really good suggestions in the group about how to address that. If that happens, you can just scrape it off and then touch up your paint. Because it should come up fairly easily, especially if you're like just doing it. Somebody suggested taping off your edges when you're decoupaging, because then you can use like a blade to go along the edge to cut the paper and the tape, and then you'll get a nice clean edge. So if you're decoupaging a piece of furniture and you are wondering about that, there is a really good post inside of the Roycycled Upcycling with Decoupage group. If you guys are not in the group, you guys should check it out. The page is fine, right? You guys are going to find stuff that I post there. I like the group because we're all posting. So I post in there. There are other creatives that are posting in there. And so it's more like a conversation inside of the group because everybody has an opportunity to post. Whether it's a question about a paper you're looking for, or if you're in the middle of a project and you're looking for advice, you can post a question in there. Or if you just want to share something that you're proud of, you can take a picture and share it inside the group. And when you guys share your projects, you guys inspire somebody else. So I like it a lot.
Carla Clark says, is your blood pressure or glucose levels okay? Both of those can cause some dizziness.
Why you got to bring up stuff, Carla? No, I know. I haven't taken my blood pressure, but my blood pressure probably is escalated just because, we have stuff going on. But um, hopefully it's not my blood pressure, Carla. Carla.
Kathy Cook says she's ironing felt for class tomorrow, but watching you makes her want to go play with paper. Carol Kincaid loves rice cookers. Steam all the vegetables.
Yes. I actually throw vegetables in with my rice and I guess you're not supposed to like refrigerate your rice and reheat it, but I've been doing it for years now. I'm fine. But I'll cook enough rice for the whole week. That way I'm more likely to eat healthy, because if I have to like cook, I'm just going to grab something and that's not going to be good. So I'll make some brown rice with some onion and ginger and garlic, and I put it in a Ziploc bag, and then I can just add chicken and vegetables throughout the week.
Rita Burnett Laws, my mom put green alcohol in her ear when she had vertigo.
Did it work?
Kathy Cook says, seems like something's going around, so many with similar symptoms.
Right?
Pamela Culpa-Dare suggests a 1 on one side and the 4 on the other, maybe?
I thought about that, but I don't know.
And Carol
I like things off center. I don't know if you guys probably noticed that by now.
Carol Kincaid, excuse me, you can reset your crystals and that will take the vertigo away.
You know what? And I've heard that before. If Sharon Valencia, because Sharon Valencia had vertigo really bad one year, and I want to say she ended up going to the chiropractor and having them do that. And it just started last week, Carol. So I'm going to start there, because I don't want to start with the doctor. I'll probably start with the chiropractor and see if that will work. Not that I have anything against doctors. I just don't want somebody to give me a pill. Let's explore other options first.
And Elena Burr says the heat gun will pull it off.
Will pull...
Oh, heat gun, it will pull off. That's all she said. I'm behind. I'm not sure.
Oh, the heat gun. So like if you get paper somewhere where you don't want it, you can use the heat gun to pull it off. That is a good idea. Kind of like when you guys know what? I love shopping at the thrift store, but they make me mad putting them price stickers in like the most like wrong places. And so my heat gun often saves me from marring up something, because I can just use my heat gun to get the sticker off.
Christy Arabalo, excuse me. What medium is your favorite to use to decoupage?
So it depends on what I'm doing. Like my generic go-to is Wise Owl's varnish. But if I'm going to be layering transfers on top of my decoupage, I like Wise Owl's 1 Hour Enamel Clear. It's a self-leveling product, and it dries super smooth, and I think that's why my transfers just come off so easily on the 1 Hour Enamel.
And Susan Stocking says, what paper are you working with right now?
This is called Mechanical. This paper is, and it's basically like, kind of a collage of drafting illustrations. I haven't used it in a while. It's one of those things that I went to and I forgot about, but it is one of my favorites. The industrials are generally my favorites. And we'll go back to making pretty stuff, you guys. I just wanted to spend some time making my weirdness for a little bit. And so this one's super easy. It's going to be done. I'm going to let it dry completely, and then I'll take my X-Acto knife around these edges and take them off. Although I don't know, we'll see. I may go on and put some more stuff on there. Maybe I'll make this a mixed media project. Oh, Lord. I didn't fall, you guys. I just dropped my stuff. For those of you who took my patina class, you guys saw me fall off all of my arse off my chair. They didn't actually see it. They just heard me say, oh, Lord. And my face disappeared out the circle really quickly. And when I told my husband, he says, oh, babe, I'm sorry. Are you okay? And I said, yes. And then he just cracked up laughing at me, you guys.
No, I didn't. I did not laugh when you told me. I laughed when I saw it. And it was funny.
It was funny. It'd been funnier if it wouldn't have been me, but it was funny.
Andy and Honey, I totally agree about the price stickers at thrift stores. Why can't they just put them on the back?
Right?
Look, try being an action figure collector.
Oh, where do they put them?
Everywhere. And you don't want them on at all.
No.
So then it's...
'Cause I don't want the stickiness.
And some places, well, we've seen Amazon started just shipping stuff without a box. I actually, for your kettle, I had to specifically tell them, put a box around it.
Oh, really? They were going to send it in its own box?
Literally, as I'm checking out, because I ordered it from Amazon, we don't have a place here. I guess I could have went to Walmart. It's 6 of 1 with those two.
Yeah.
And it said, we're going to ship this. We're going to put a label on.
And that's glass. Like,
And I'm
I
like,
wouldn't want
no,
that just
put a
in the
box. And then I could combine it because we ordered other stuff. You
Yeah.
got some stuff that we can't get here, so.
Maybe they're trying to use less paper, baby. They're trying to be ecologically
No, they're
conscious.
cheap. This is a way for Jeff Bezos to buy yet another mega yacht. No.
No.
When 3 of the richest people on the planet are in a space race for
Which
no
is-
purpose other than just to show I have more money than you. No. Put a box around it.
Tell them how you really feel, baby.
Oh, put a little some packing peanuts. You could do it.
We've seen you do it. You can do it. So you see how after I add the black wax, that white is gone, right? From the edge from the paper. So that's why I like to, and you can use either wax or you can use a glaze, or you could even take like some paint and water it down and make like a glaze-esque, a wash, I guess is what you would call that. To kind of do the same thing. So you don't have that stark white against all the grunginess.
Rima, he's fixing up his bunker on his island. Good, let him go there. I'm done with him. I'm irritated with him. Yeah, Karen Moyer, the last few times Amazon did that as well. I don't think it's a good idea, especially if it's a high-end item, and put out right where everyone can see. That's why I had stuff delivered to my office.
So
Because literally they were just slapping a shipping sticker on it. So like we bought some new flannel sheets because we got a new mattress and our old sheets didn't fit. We got a deep pocket, had to get deep pockets. It was literally just a mailing label on the plastic that covered the sheets. No. It's not like you're giving me a discount if you do that.
this is true.
Okay, we'll take $5 off you if you let us send it this way. Sometimes I will.
That's how I feel about Walmart's checkout.
Your
Self-checkout.
Instapot, they just slapped a shipping label on that.
They did. And to me, the issue is more about having it shipped safely.
Yep. And like, what was it, Rita? Is it Rita that said that? Yeah. No, Karen. If they would have left that on the front porch,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
you know our roaming crackheads would have grabbed it.
Baby,
They're not crackheads. They're meth heads.
you don't know what they are. They're struggling with addiction.
I'm going with Tina.
Okay. Oh, my gosh.
Our neighbor calls them crackheads. I'm going with crackheads. Tina's pretty smart.
Oh, my gosh.
No. We've got
And you
some...
can't keep saying that word either because I'll get kicked off of TikTok.
Oh, okay.
That's considered an adult subject.
I apologize. Yeah,
Okay.
Joan Volkman, I'm sure the porch pirates would love to be able to know what you're having shipped. Yes, that's my point.
You know what? There are these guys, they make these boxes with glitter bombs in them. Like if somebody's having an issue with porch pirates a lot, they'll build like these boxes. And so when you open them, like all of this glitter blows out and blows all over you. I think it's hilarious.
Andy and Honey says, better yet, packing paper, not peanuts. That way we can use it to craft with. I'm fine with that.
Right? Oh, Lord. I haven't figured out how to use peanuts just yet. But yeah, the brown packing paper. Absolutely. Where is my
Yeah,
salt
Rita
wash?
Burnett Laws. Yeah, Bezos and Elon both asked Biden for money for their space programs. You know what? No.
You guys, seriously, they have billions and billions and billions of dollars. Like, don't even get me started.
Zoe Panette, WD-40 is fish oil, will not harm action figures. I always worry about the actual figures.
Like the paint?
Yeah, that's my worry. And some things can deteriorate because it's only plastic. So,
Yeah.
because I've heard nail polish remover will take paint off,
Oh.
like if it gets scuffed or something.
Yeah.
But that'll eat at that plastic. So, yeah.
I'm just
Rima,
mixing
yes.
together some white paint, you guys, and some salt wash. And salt wash is just an additive to help you make texture.
Madonna, great line. I want a W-2 from Walmart.
They don't have to send me one because I never go through self-checkout.
Yep.
I just refuse. I will stand in line first. Look, I've turned into that person. Get off my lawn. I don't care. I'm not going through self-checkout.
Carla Clark, I ordered stuff from Walmart for my girls for Christmas. It was delivered to the door with nothing, not even in a bag. Yeah. I have a huge problem with that. Again, you want to save money, fine. Pass that savings on to me.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
You're not saving money.
Although the word on the street is a lot of these companies are losing money on the self-checkout.
Oh, yeah, that's what I've heard. There's a lot to shoplifting. They just cannot keep up with. Look, and I'm not even blaming people for missing stuff.
I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of shoplifting, but the whole thing is like hire people and pay them well. And then you don't have to worry about that.
I know, but I mean, I'm talking about the people that forget to scan something.
Yeah.
And I got stopped today when I was checking out, even though I went through.
You went through self-checkout?
I went through the regular line,
Okay.
but she still stopped me because I had cases of soda.
Oh, yeah.
And they weren't in a bag.
Yeah.
So you get the cube, the Pepsi cube. They have to check your receipt. It's like, you're not looking at everything here.
No, they're just looking at specific things.
Yeah, and if I went through self-checkout, you wouldn't have known if I stole or didn't.
Nope. No, they are literally giving instructions. So the premise of that is not to catch every person because they recognize that that's impossible. But if you as a customer are not sure if they're going to stop you, you're less likely to shoplift. And so they look for certain things.
I like when I get stopped when I'm wearing a tie. Yeah, I dress up to shoplift.
Some people will. You don't know. You haven't seen what I've seen, baby. I used to work at Walmart.
Baby, I live here. I'm one of 4 men that wear a tie.
Doesn't matter. It could be a costume so that you would be
And
less assuming.
That legitimately is not an exaggeration. It's me, Judge Peterson.
Well, except for not on Sunday. You're
Yeah,
talking
on
about
Sunday
just during the
everybody
week?
was. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, only the older guys. I've noticed the younger guys aren't wearing ties.
No, young folks are not buying into all this
Yeah.
stuff.
But during the week, it's me. It's the presiding judge of our Superior Court. It's Judge Ragland.
We know Judge Ragland ain't wearing no tie on the weekend.
Every attorney takes their tie off the moment they leave court. Because I see them walking every now and then.
Yeah.
Without hesitation. It's like they're stripping down in the gym. That tie is coming off.
It's like the ladies coming home and the bras got to go.
Yeah. And Keith Alexander over at the college.
What about Todd Haney?
Not always. Not always. Only if he's hosting somebody. He's the president of our college. And I've gone over there a couple times, and he's out there with the open collar. It's like, okay. Let's see. Joan Volkman, did you see my earlier comment about maybe adding a small flower transfer on the heart to add a little bit of softness and contrast?
I thought about that, Joan. I thought about the Redouté because it has all those really pretty roses. What do you think? I mean, red rose, what's more Valentine's Day than that?
Rima Becara, I hope I'm saying that right. Imagine if we shipped products that way. Yeah, if you just sent your paper.
No.
Yeah, if any of your retailers just slapped a mailing thing on a 5-pack of paper.
No.
Come on.
I think I want to. So, what time is it? It's 7:15.
Yes. You got 15.
I got 15 minutes. We'll talk about one product really quickly.
Karen Moyer, I've seen that with the glitter. Maybe we should make a box with the used, yucky, cheap toilet paper. That's called a comeback, Karen. That's some good comedy gold there.
Seriously. The glitter bombs are hilarious, though, because the people who get hit with them are just standing there like, what do you do? And see, baby, they restricted my lives because you said that word.
Did they?
They did.
I'm sorry.
I was going to say something. Oh, it's hilarious because they're just like stunned. Porch pirates. We actually haven't had problems.
We haven't, no. But you're home, so.
Well, even when I wasn't home. Of course, I got a lot of stuff sent to work then.
Yeah.
Not because of porch pirates, but because my husband couldn't see it.
Susan Gully, you stand out with a tie. I do in town. Matter of fact, Judge Peterson, I remember I was at Walmart, and he came up to me, because it was right after work for both of us. And he said, I think we're the only two people that dress up to come to Walmart. And I laughed. And then one of the attorneys came by, Rebecca Johnson, who outclassed both of us. And we're like, yeah, Rebecca wins. She looks way better than both of us combined. And we laughed. But yes, we do stand out.
I mean, and living in a small community, I think it's important for us to talk about like what that looks like, because we don't know Judge Peterson personally. Like, he's never been to our house.
Yeah, no, I just know him professionally.
Yeah. And then, I mean, you see people in town all the time.
Well, he's neighbors with one of my coworkers, so they're Lee.
Yeah.
So they're friends. They share a wall and they chat,
Yeah.
But no, I just know him professionally so we can chat.
So what I'm doing right here, you guys, I'm putting on, this is a clear granular gel. It's kind of like bead gel, but the grains are more like salt, right? They have more like, they're like sketchier, if you will.
Oh,
I don't know of a better word I can think of than that.
Connie Diebler says, donate styrofoam coolers to cat rescues for stray cat shelters. Huh.
Oh.
Okay.
I wonder if our local cat rescue does that.
Christine Wittenberg makes chain mail and scale mail ties, and a lot of younger people are buying them to wear. Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that's cool.
I would like to see that.
I believe Christine signed up to come to your comic convention.
Oh, okay. Okay. Sheila Teagan, you'd be surprised at the people who have lots of money who shoplift. I mean, I get it if it's that disease. What do they call it?
No, they just do it, baby.
No.
Just see it because they can. So that's like, it's a bias, right? Of what a shoplifter would look like. We don't know what a shoplifter look like. It could be anybody.
Yeah.
There's no bias. So just because you have a tie does not exclude you from being suspect.
Susan Glazer, my husband taught high school for years, always wore a tie. Every one of my teachers wore a tie, except for the science teacher. But I'm trying to remember if he had all his fingers, too. He was known for his ties, and he said teachers just don't dress up anymore. Our local teachers don't wear ties.
I don't, don't even get me started with the whole conversation about social construct and what it means. And I'm not completely off board with the young kids not buying into a lot of social constructs that were quite frankly made to keep some people out. I mean, that's why they were made, right? Okay. We all bought into it, but the whole premise was that if you didn't have money, you couldn't afford to dress a certain way. So it was more of a signal about who was in and who was out, or who was acceptable and who was not acceptable. And the kids are just not buying into that social construct. And I have to agree with them.
I wouldn't argue that. I just was raised that you dress for the job you have.
I understand, baby.
So when I worked in an office, I wore a suit. Mm-hmm. And when I was a sports writer, I was in a pair of shorts and a polo shirt.
Yeah.
I mean, because
if I'm a teacher, why am I expected to wear a tie though? Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying?
No, Joan, it wasn't your comment. It was my comment that restricted us.
Oh, no, it was David. He's misbehaving over here. He's causing problems.
Yeah.
So you guys, this granular gel is clear. So once it dries, the only thing that'll be left on here will be the texture that I've created. And then I can go over this and dry brush and I can kind of bring out some of that texture without losing the details of the design in the paper, in case you guys are wondering what I'm doing.
Karen Driscoll, Scrap by Scrap, asked a question. It will be the last question that we ask tonight because it's about groups and signing up and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I'm not ignoring you, Karen. We'll get there. Just, we'll do that right at the end. Sandy Henkelman, grocery store Marinos, now has an alarm on the cart, and it's set off when you don't go through the line.
Oh, that's kind of smart.
Okay.
I think that's enough texture. And so that's going to dry clear, and so I'll get to keep the design, but I'll get to add a little bit of texture so that this is a little bit more realistic. And I think I want to go in.
Chris Schmidt, will the granular gel dry clear?
Yes. It's going to dry completely clear.
Oh, okay. Christy did apply to be a vendor at the comic show. Excellent.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah, you're in. Christy, you're in.
Yeah, Christy's in one of my business groups.
No, she said she's looking if she gets in.
Oh, yeah.
You're in. Christy, you're good to go.
No, I was just saying she's in my in Serena's group.
Oh, okay.
And so I got to meet her in person when I was in Georgia last year.
Sheila Teagan says Fred Meyer's store, they'll lock the wheels up if you haven't gone through checkout.
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Oh, that's not shoplifting. Lisa Vansell, I do not mind not having to wear a slip, nylons, and dress every Sunday for church.
Right?
My mom would roll over in her grave.
Girl, my granny would have a fit if she saw me going to church because I wear pants sometimes. Not that I go to church now. I've been a heathen for a while. But yes, my grandmother would, oh my gosh. She might pinch me as an adult if she saw what I wore to church. Because I wear pants sometimes.
I was in court last week, and I felt guilty for only having a tie on, no jacket. I really felt bad about that. So I know I'm older than the average person these days. I get that.
Let's dry this real quick.
I just think that way.
No, it's fine, babe. I'm just, these kids are just not buying into a lot of stuff.
Now,
I guess they're asking the question, though. It's not necessarily they're throwing everything out, but why?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, is it because we've always done it? Like, that's not good enough.
I don't disagree with that, and I'm okay with shaking things up. A few things I still have issue with. I'm struggling with. I'm struggling with beards on police officers. It just doesn't feel right to me, but I get it. It's a new era.
Everybody has a beard. No,
Everybody's got a beard. I get it. It's just one of those things I grew up with. Police officers had a mustache at most. Generally didn't even have that. But okay, whatever. The thing though that I don't think kids understand, especially young male adults, a tie, especially in an area where you don't expect to see one. Mm-hmm. So like here in Arizona, very few men wear ties, mainly because of the weather.
Yes, it's hot.
It's just hot. You don't want to wear a tie. You don't want to wear a suit. You see somebody in a tie, the assumption is that person's in charge.
This is true.
So when I moved here and took over as the editor of the newspaper, I was always in a tie because I had a whole new staff that didn't know me, but I also had to establish quickly, I'm the boss.
Yes.
So here's the deal. And it's a subconscious way of reinforcing that. Now, if my behavior had been bad,
then it wouldn't have mattered what you wore.
I had to maintain that professionalism, but it does help. And I don't think people understand that. And the same thing applies to women and dress. You know what's casual business dress versus serious business dress. You know, you look at your
Yeah, but I had a job where we had to wear pantyhose every day. That was bogus. I'm just saying. A, I was a single parent and pantyhose were expensive. And B, I had to wear pantyhose every day.
You should wear stockings.
Stockings is the same thing. What are we saying? I'm saying stockings, pantyhose. In my mind, stockings, pantyhose are the same thing.
No. Aren't pantyhose more uncomfortable?
They're all the
I haven't
same
worn
to
either,
me.
so I don't know. I can't gauge
They're
it.
all the same to me. All I know is I was just Of course, the men did have to wear ties too, but still.
Yeah.
So I want to talk to you guys about one thing before we go, because I'm going to grunge this up some. You guys know I'm not satisfied with just this, right? I got to go in with some more.
Oh, I have to say this. Kathleen Hoovis, with the paper on the heart, you don't notice that the cuts weren't perfect. She's right.
Yeah.
You really don't notice it now.
So I'm going to give you guys kind of a close-up of it right now. You guys can see that texture. Even though it's clear, that texture is there. So it'll show up as I start to play with this heart a little bit. So a lot of people get frustrated because they're trying to make drips on their projects and they're not successful. You either end up with something that's like super watered down and it doesn't have the color is not as strong as you want it to be because it's all like watered down, or you end up putting your paint on there and it just globs on there and it doesn't drip. This is how I do my drips. So when they make paint, they build up an emulsion. So this paint actually has like a structure to it, right? I'm not going to put a ton of water, but I'm going to put just enough water in here to break up the emulsion of this paint. So I'm going to break down the structure of it so it's going to run easier. But I don't like to break it down too much because if I add too much water, then my drips are going to be kind of like anemic, and I don't want them to be. I want them to be like really bright and vibrant. So I break down the structure or the emulsion of my paint first. I'm trying to do it so you guys can see it. And then I'm going to go in here on the top and I'm going to apply this here. And if I wanted to control exactly how I wanted my drips to go, I'm just putting water on my tray. I could even go in here and apply some water where I want my drips to actually go. Because what I'm doing is reducing the friction by adding the water to my surface, and my drips are more likely to follow those places. And then I'm going to go in with my misting spray bottle and I'm going to mist it just enough. I don't want to put a ton of water. I just want to mist it just a little bit so that that paint starts to travel. And that's how I do my drips. And so that I get drips that still have a lot of color to them. They're not like, you know, sometimes you get drips and they're anemic, right? You barely have any color. And I probably need to break that emulsion down a little bit more. But I don't want to do it too much because I want my drips to be strong. And so that's how I add drips to my projects when I'm doing that. So that I can get a nice strong color in my drips and not just have it be like little shadows that are barely there. So I'm going to do the same thing to this side.
Sheila Teagan, if you're in a courtroom, you should always dress respectfully. I was covering a case and it was, I don't even know if the jury was seated yet. And but the attorneys were there, they were at the table, and another attorney came in just to deliver some paperwork to one of the attorneys on the case. And he had his jacket on, but he didn't have his tie. And literally just dropping stuff off. And the judge looked up and said, whatever the attorney's name was, "I trust you'll be wearing a tie the next time you come into this courtroom." And he looked up and did what every attorney did. "My apologies, Your Honor. I was moving so fast I didn't think that will never happen again."
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because you don't want to be on the bad side of a judge, especially if you're an attorney.
Yeah, and he was literally
dropping stuff off.
It could have been a courier, but it didn't matter. Judge won't playing. So, yes, Sheila, I'm with you. Patty Girding, I struggle with people coming to Walmart in their pajamas.
Yeah.
Let's see.
We were talking about that the other night.
Karen Moyer, I think it's great that kids ask why. Always think for yourself.
Yes.
Catherine Schmidt, my husband has worked at UPS for 40 years. He grew a beard last year. They finally lifted their no beard rule. Yeah. Let's see. Kathleen Uvis, I got out of my car last month, looked down, and realized I had on my house slippers. Back home I went.
Oh, I know. That's like I went walking that day and I realized I had my bonnet on. I was already at Dorothy Stinson.
Susan Gully said she got rode up once because she didn't cross her legs. I don't know where you got rode up. Oh, I guess at work, but
My grandmother wrote me up for that one. Miss Rosetta didn't play.
so yeah.
So I think I'm going to stop here just because of time's sake. I can finish this, you guys, and post a reel, or maybe we'll finish it next week. I don't know. Because I still want to do some dry brushing over the gears with some metallic paint. Just to, like, I don't know, add some depth to this. I did go in around the places where the gears were, and I added a darker shadow to give it a little bit more depth. And I mean, I could have just decoupaged this and put the number on there and left it alone, but y'all know me. I'm not going to do that. So maybe we'll pick this back up next week. I don't know. We'll see what happens, you guys. You guys will probably be done with industrial by then. You guys are ready for me to make something pretty, I'm sure.
All right, so here is Karen Driscoll, Scrap by Scraps question.
Yes.
I was just going through my emails, and it looks like there is more than one thing to sign up for. I just signed up, but now I'm confused as to what I signed up for. Is there more than one thing?
So right now, any emails that are going out are just for the membership. What we're doing, Karen, is we're just highlighting different portions of the membership. So all the things that you see in the emails are going to be included in the membership. We just recognize that some things are more important than others. And so we're trying to give people as many opportunities as possible to sign up, because once we close the door on January 31st, it won't be open again probably for another, 4 to 6 months, depending on how things go inside the membership.
So hopefully,
So I hope that answers your question. Yeah, so the emails are still going out because not everybody has signed up. So those emails are for people who haven't signed up yet, and we're just highlighting the different benefits of being in the membership.
So 3 more days? Today's
Yeah.
what, the 28th? Yeah, 3 more days.
The membership closes on the 31st, and we're doing that because I want to have my cohorts together, because we've been learning certain things, and I want us to all be in the same place. So our next cohort will come on later. And my founders are helping us to kind of fine tune the membership too. So they'll be able to make recommendations about things. This one I did. This one I put water down, and this one I didn't. I'm kind of digging this one better, where I kind of put the water down first, as opposed to this one, where my drips were allowed to do their own things. Look, my control issues work better. But I think that's all we have for tonight, unless anybody had any more questions. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. And you guys, there is nothing that I do that when we work together on Sundays, that you guys cannot absolutely do. You guys can do this. You can do it today. I encourage you to create, even if it's just for yourself and your sanity. Do it. Did you have anything else, baby?
No,
I
don't.
think that was it. I do want to end with this. If you have any questions about my Amazon shop, or you want more information about the membership, or you're looking for a retailer to buy paper, then you guys can use this QR code. It'll take you to a little mini website where there'll be links to all the different Roycycled resources. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. You guys have a blessed week, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.